Now. All right. So my Wi-Fi was acting up a little bit earlier, so I decided to come back and do this live again. So won't be here long. We're trying to make this 10 minutes. Boom, bang, and out. Because y'all know how, I start talking, I get excited, and then before you know it, I'm in here 30, 40 minutes. And I think Kobe was trying to go to the kitchen before I started this live. You was trying to get a taco? Okay, 10 minutes, babe. I made tacos today. All right, so you see the topic. I'm just going to hit the points that I hit earlier because, like I said, my live was flaky. So I'm just going to hit some of the points that I talked about earlier. And hopefully everything will be all good. Hi, right in time before bed. Cool beans. All right, so as you can see, the topic tonight is, I want to talk to my Patreon community about what's the saying? I don't think I said it right the first time. Is it, babe, what's with it? What's with the bones and the meat? It's eat the meat, spit out the bones, okay? I'm going to talk to my Patreon community about this because I think the destruction of us as women is going to be not being able to, babe, can you please stop that washing machine? I think the destruction of the community is going to be, I didn't hear it before I started. I'm sorry. They can't see you. He's camera shy tonight. Not really. He's not dressed, so he doesn't want the public to see him when he's not dressed because he has respect for himself. But thank you, babe. But I think this is one of the biggest flaws of women. And as an older woman now, lots of different life experiences. One of my failures as a young woman, I think, was not being able to control my emotions in a highly effective way. And what I mean by that is being able to learn from all types of people, regardless of what you like, what they say, of what you don't like, what they say, if you like the person, if you don't like the person. See, this is the problem with a lot of women. And this is why a lot of women cannot progress in life and they cannot have the career they want. They can't get the love life they want. They can't get the friendships they want. They can't live the lifestyle they want because you're too emotionally charged. And people exploit this, okay? Oprah exploits it. TD Jakes exploits it. YouTube influencers exploit it. All types of gurus in every genre, from finances to personal development to leveling up conversations. Everybody exploits you in this way. And I'm going to break down how they exploit you and why they exploit you. So the truth of the matter is, people don't want to hear the truth. That's the truth. People don't like to hear, even I don't like to hear the truth, okay? I've just conditioned myself to learn how to process the truth because I'm with a man that's going to tell me the truth, okay? If I'm eating something I'm not supposed to be eating and I say I'm on a diet, he's going to call me out. Not because he wants to be mean or he doesn't like my body. I mean, I've been with this man for 18 years. I mean, I don't think either one of us is going anywhere at this point. We're still totally in love. Okay. But the point of the matter is, he is not going to let me slide because he doesn't want to hurt my feelings. If I say I'm on a diet, he's going to say, are you counting your points? If I don't look good in something, he's going to say, he ain't going to say you don't look good, but he's going to say, that ain't it. That ain't your look. Okay. And here's the thing. A lot of people cannot stay married. They can't stay in relationships because all they want is to be fed lies. You just want to be fed lies. You don't want to be fed anything that's remotely close to reality. All right. And people know this and they exploit you for it. So let's talk about it. I call it the Joel Osteen effect. I love Joel. I said this in the prior live. I love Joel, ladies. I love him. When I'm waking up and I'm having a bad day and I just need a little encouragement, Joel is who I listen to, okay? No shade to Joel. He has his flaws, but we all do. No judgment of him, no shade to him. But Joel is for baby Christians. He's not for mature spiritual people. Mature spiritual people need to hear about hell, okay? Mature spiritual people need to hear about works. Mature spiritual people need to hear about how to live your life morally and righteously. Mature spiritual people need to hear about sin and repentance, okay? Joel is not going to cut it for me because I know at this point in my walk with Christ, I'm a little more mature than what Joel can offer me. This is how people exploit you, because they exploit the fact that you're overweight and they tell you that being overweight is great and you're winning when you know you're not winning. They tell you it's wonderful, but they never talk about the side effects of being overweight. They never talk about diabetes, heart disease, all of the things that are killing people during this time with coronavirus because of pre-existing medical conditions that people have, obesity being one of them. Why people can't fight corona besides the old age, the younger people, these people will never talk to you about that. Okay. They will never talk to you about that because they know that obesity is a moneymaker. All right. I should know. I made plenty of money, not trying to exploit people, but just because at that time in my life, I hadn't had an awakening of how I might be destroying other people's lives. And so, once I realized, like, okay, wait a minute. The images that I present to people, the way I present myself to people, it might be encouraging them to go down a path that they don't have to go down. So, of course, I had to change. I had to evolve and I had to grow. But you still can exploit people for their insecurities and their weakness, because a lot of fat women are insecure. They will be very loud and boisterous and uncouth, but that's just to cover up the fact that they're insecure. That's really all it is, And so people exploit you for this, and they will tell you you're winning and you're the best looking ever at 300 pounds. And they will exploit you, and they will sell you t-shirts that say, fat girls rule the world. And, they will talk to you about body positivity. This is exploitation. Okay. This is exploitation. Same thing with gurus like Derek Jackson. No shade to Derek Jackson, but he gives a lot of bad advice. I mean, yeah, at the core, his messages seem really good, right? Because he's talking about what a man is and what a good man is. And, but he never tells you what you have to do as a woman to keep a quality man that provides everything: your food, your clothes, your shelter. He never really tells you what it takes to be that kind of woman. He almost makes it seem like every woman has those qualities, doesn't he? Go look him up. Go look at Derek Jackson and tell me, has he ever, this is no shade to Derek. Derek, make your money if you come across this video. No shade to you, brother. Peace and love. But just go watch his videos. Have you ever seen him do a video where he held you accountable as a woman for how we are all flawed in certain areas? Has he? Have you ever seen an accountability video with Derrick Jackson? Y'all let me know. I don't think so. I can give you another example. I won't mention the lady's name because I really like her. And now there are a lot of divestment gurus on the internet. And basically the divest movement is to tell Black women, it's supposed to tell Black women to open up their options, which essentially I agree with, but it's not about that, okay? It's really a weird space to talk negatively about Black men, okay? That's what it really is. It's supposed to be about opening up your options. Sounds great, doesn't it? Sounds like these gurus are helping you, doesn't it? Okay. So if the conversation stopped there and the conversation was just about open up your options, date men for character, date men that you think will be good fathers and husbands and loyal and not cheat on you, not abuse you, work hard, ambitious, loving, Christ-like, godly. If this was the conversation, hey, that would be great. But it's not the conversation. The conversation goes to why they can't find a decent Black man. Now, if you can't find a decent Black man and you prefer to date Black men, whose fault would that be? Let me guess. It's the Black man's fault. So let's all get together and trauma bond. So we can all just trauma bond on the fact that we've had unsuccessful relationships, probably that we played a part in. And we're all just going to trauma bond now. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a place for Black women to come and trauma bond. And I'm going to sell you my product because let me tell you, nothing sells like pain. Cheers. Nothing sells like pain and suffering, okay? That's why poverty is a big business, because companies research what poor people like. And do you know what they do? They peddle those products right to you. They peddle those mentalities right to you so you can never get out of poverty. Look it up, research it. Companies do research on how to sell to people who live in poverty. It's proven. Same thing some of these famous gurus, YouTube gurus are doing to you. They are exploiting your insecurities and your mistakes and failures in life that we all have, okay? We've all failed at times in life. Every single one of us. No one can stand up and say, I've never failed, because you're a liar and the truth is not in you, okay? We've all made poor decisions. We've all missed the mark. But here's the difference. You have to admit you missed the mark, all right? In order to improve, you have to actually take accountability. You have to say, I wasn't taught that. I didn't know that that was the way. No one taught me that I should wait to have children with my husband. I wasn't raised in that kind of environment. My mother has had children out of wedlock. My aunt had children out of wedlock. People just have children out of wedlock in my family, you know? I never knew that you're supposed to secure the ring first, then secure the family. No one taught me that. It's no shame in saying I didn't know that, or it's no shame in saying I knew that, but I did what I wanted to anyway. Just like me, I knew being overweight was not the right thing to do. I knew it. I knew it from a young age. Even though I come from a overweight family, weight is something. I was talking to a personal trainer today, and he was asking me questions about, he's trying to amp up my health walk, my health journey. And he was like, well, asking me different questions. And basically I was telling him, like, I don't blame my parents because I think they did the best they could with what information they had. But we were never a family that really had healthy meals like that. I mean, we ate salad and vegetables, but it was never a thing where it was like, we all should go on a diet type of thing. It was never that in my household. Everybody in my family is kind of plump. Okay. But I can't blame mama and daddy no more because now I'm a grown woman. And I knew at a certain age that weight was hindering me in certain areas. Like I knew how talented I was, how pretty I was, and I knew I could go forward probably a little bit faster if the weight wasn't holding me back. But it was kind of like, oh, I'm cute, so it's okay, making excuses. I've been there. Okay, so I've been in that place myself. So what I'm trying to tell you as I wrap this video up is people will exploit your pain. People will exploit your trauma. People will exploit it for their financial gain. What they're offering is not going to help you. Because let me tell you, you can never date a Black man in your life again, and it still won't help you get married faster. It still won't help you get married fast. You can never look at a Black man again, and it still wouldn't help you find a providing husband quicker, because it's a bunch of crap. That's why, because it's crap. It's worldly, dark, evil advice. If you want a quality man, divesting is not your answer. Because if that was the case, people who were divesting would be marrying high quality white men left and right. And the statistics don't show that that's happening. Granted, yes, people are marrying out more. The rates are going up slowly. And let me be clear, y'all know I have no problem with interracial marriage. I am a Christian. Christians can't have problems with interracial marriage. That would make you not a Christian. Okay? So I don't have a problem with interracial marriage. And I also don't have a problem with people who say, I want to marry within my race, because that's not racist. It's not racist to say I want to marry within my race, because that's who you're around. That's who you're culturally around. Like me, I went to a HBCU. Black people all day. All I saw is Black people every day for 4 years in college, or 4.5 years in college. So it was only inevitable that I was going to marry a Black man because I was around Black people every day. So a lot of dating is about proximity. Okay, that's what that's about. It's about proximity, who you grow up around. I don't have a problem with interracial dating at all, because you should date for character, not for race. But there's also no problem with saying I want to date or marry someone within my race. If you're a white person, it's okay if you just want to date white people. If you're a Hispanic person, it's okay if you just want to date Hispanic people, because it's biological. Okay, it's what you're used to. So it's not discriminatory. It's not racist. You don't hate another race. You just might feel comfortable dating within your race, and it's fine. Either or is fine. Okay, it's not racist. Okay, the problem is when you say, I date outside my race because this group is trash, because Mexican men are trash, because Asian men are trash, because Black men are trash. Well, that's just ignorant. Okay. She's ignorant, because there are good quality men of every race. And there are men that are not husband material in every race. So this is bad advice. Okay. Do you see how this is bad advice? This is really bad advice. It's just bad advice. I'm just being honest. It's terrible advice. It's the worst advice ever, because it makes no logical sense. Be a quality woman, work on yourself, work on your morals, work on your character, and believe me, you will have options. You will have options. You will. Now that is facts. All this other stuff you're trying, that is not facts. There's no class that's going to help you be a classy woman and move into the upper echelon of society, because people are raised in that. Okay, people are raised in their social class and in their socioeconomic class. Okay. So, all these things that people are teaching you, I mean, it's just not statistically proven to be true. I posted this on Twitter the other day. Most people marry within the same social class. Period, point blank. People want to marry people like them. I wanted to marry a man that had a college degree. Why? Because I have a college degree. Okay. I wanted to marry in my lane. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of you are listening to people because they're exploiting you. They're exploiting your unrealistic standards. They're exploiting your insecurities. They're exploiting your past trauma. And they're telling you you deserve something that you don't because you don't even have it. Okay? How can you require something from a man that you can't even do for yourself? And I know people don't agree with that, but that's why the marriage rates are as such. Just go do a Google search of marriage rates. It gets lower and lower every single year, not higher and higher. So all this advice, it's bad advice, Character is what's important. Definitely not going beneath you. Nobody should be trying to aim beneath them, but you also should not be trying to aim for something that you have no idea what you're aiming for. You're not a part of that social class. You're not a part of that ecosystem. And so it's okay to have goals. It's okay to better yourself, but people will exploit your delusions, your insecurities, and they will exploit your mistakes. This is with dating advice, romance advice, financial advice, personal development advice. People exploit all of these niches by telling you what you want to hear because they know you don't want to hear the truth. They know you don't want to hear the truth. They know that you don't want to hear what you actually have to do to change your life, change your lifestyle, change your situation. Even if you wanted to be in the upper echelon, that's the right word, right? Echelon, yeah. Okay, even if you wanted to be in the upper echelon of society, let's say you were raised in a certain way, and, maybe you weren't raised with, finer things. Maybe your family didn't get to take vacations and you want more for yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But these people know that you don't know what it looks like, and they know that you're not around people that are like that, and they exploit that. They exploit that because they know that you don't really know what it takes to navigate in these different circles. They know that you don't know. And so they exploit us in different ways because they just say, I can make money on this topic. I'm going to exploit this topic. And that's with weight, money, dating, anything, especially when it comes to topics that are sensitive, like race, gender, having children out of wedlock, single mothers, dating, and stuff like that. People love to exploit you and sell you fantasies. There's always going to be anomalies, okay? And I'm going to end with this. I see one question, and then I'm going to end with this. There's always going to be anomalies, okay? There's always going to be some story of somebody that was able to accomplish something that is kind of rare, all right? But the exceptions don't make the rule. Exceptions have never made the rule. In fact, people always say this, exceptions prove the rule. That's what they do. They actually prove it. Hi, Kim. Is there anything wrong with wanting to marry a guy who makes the same amount of money? No, there's not. There is no way. When I was in college, I never said to myself, I'm going to marry somebody that's working at Wendy's. Why would I do that? My parents work hard to send me to college. So why would I then, as a college student, go say, I'm going to date someone who works at Wendy's? How does that make sense? But what I wouldn't do is aim for somebody just because they made more money than me and I just wanted to live a certain lifestyle. because that would make me a prostitute. Maybe a high-end one, but it would still make me some sort of a prostitute. Okay. And I don't have to prostitute myself for the best treatment. I get treated well, very well. And you don't have to be rich to get treated very well. You know, I've talked about this before. There are plenty of middle class wives living great lifestyles, know how to manage their money, travel, have children, have families, live wonderful lives, because you have to know how to manage your money. You have to be with a man that understands how to manage his money so he can, you know, do what he needs to do. So I don't think, and I don't, you know, I don't even know if I would use the term gold digger. You know, I feel like we all have things that we desire in a spouse. And as long as these things are realistic and attainable, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. So for me, when I was in college, I wanted somebody that was going to graduate college. That at that time, okay, because college was a thing when I went to college. Now men can become entrepreneurs and different things. But all I'm saying is, you know, you got women now who think they should have something that they cannot attain themselves. You think men are dumb? I mean, like a big famous YouTuber says now, if you got the looks to achieve these things, if you got that look and you think you can achieve it, okay, hey, no shade to you, but most of us are just average women and average men doing our thing, living our life, okay? So no, I don't think there's anything wrong with someone who makes the same amount of money as you. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I don't even think it's wrong to want to marry a responsible man, a man that exhibits that he's responsible, that comes from a good family. Nothing wrong with that, especially when you're young. Nothing wrong with that. But when you're when you just want a man as like an ATM or to satisfy you sexually, well, then you don't want the man. You want what the man can offer you. You don't actually want a man. You want what the man can offer you. Okay. Now, we know that there's a certain requirement that's needed if you're going to have children. You know, you got to have a budget for that. If you're going to have a family, if you're going to have, you know, a home, and, you know, you're going to live a okay, decent lifestyle where you could take a vacation every now and then, we know you're going to need resources for those things. And so there's nothing wrong with a woman who knows she wants a family to make sure she's with the most responsible man of the highest character possible. That is your duty as a woman, to procreate. If you and your husband want children, that's what God made us to do, to procreate, if we so choose to do so. And I think that every woman should procreate with her husband who has invested in her. That's the natural way. That's the way things have always been done. I mean, we know some people cannot have children, but most women can. You know, most women can have children. So, and I think most women want to have children. You know, children are beautiful. They're wonderful. But I think that you want to do that with a responsible person that's committed to you, is all I'm saying. So we're not looking to be like prostitutes and sell ourselves to the highest bidder. You want a man that's honest, good to you, faithful, God-fearing, loyal. And you're not going to get everything you want in a spouse. I'm sure my husband didn't get everything he wanted in a spouse from me. I mean, he thinks I'm cute and all, but I'm sure I'm lacking. I know for a fact I'm lacking in some ways as a spouse. That's why I'm always working on myself. You know, you're not going to get everything you want in a spouse. It's unrealistic. It's unrealistic. And anybody who tells you they have everything they want in their spouse, you know, they're a liar. And the truth is not in them, because we're flawed people. We're flawed. We're all flawed, you know? So I just wanted to come and tell you that. I'm going to go now so my husband can eat his taco. But I just wanted to tell you that people will exploit your mistakes, and they will exploit your insecurities. This is why this whole Black Lives Matter thing is a moneymaker. And this is why Black Lives Matter is rich now. And where is the money going? It's not going to the Black community. Do a little research. It's not going to the Black community. Black Lives Matter hasn't sent $1 to a poor, underperforming Black school. They haven't sent it to any of these poor communities that need resources. Where is the money going? This is why I don't let people make me emotional about race, racism, gender. I don't get emotional about these issues because I'm going to live the life that I want, regardless. I pick the right man. I make pretty good decisions for myself at this point. I have a brain, and no one's going to use my race against me. Even if it means I don't live in America, which I love America, I love my country. But even if it means I go where I can make the most amount of money and have the lifestyle that I want, that's what I would do. No one's going to stop me from living how I want to live. And so I use that as an example to show you how people exploit you, including racial movements like Black Lives Matter. And they exploit your emotions. And that's what these YouTubers do. Some pastors do it. Famous people do it. Oprah talking about racism. Oprah, you're a billionaire. Who is oppressing you? I don't understand. Why would you listen to her talk about oppression? Anybody who listens to Oprah talk about oppression, I don't understand. Even if she had to get it the hard way, her story proves to us that no matter what discrimination Oprah had to face, no matter what she had to overcome for her gender or for being a black woman, or for anything, it's possible for all of us. Listen, America promises you equal opportunity, because I'm an American, so I'm speaking from an American perspective. America promises you equal opportunity. It doesn't promise you equal outcome. So you may not get the same treatment as someone else gets. You may not get the favors or the privilege that someone gets, but you have the opportunity. And that's all you could ask for, because you can't control people. You can't stop people from being racist. You can't stop people from not liking you. You can't stop people from mistreating you. Focus on what you can control. You can't control that other stuff. Only focus on what you can control. And don't allow people to exploit you. When you know you made a mistake and people are telling you, it don't matter if you made that mistake. It don't matter. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to correct yourself. You don't have to work on yourself. You don't have to get therapy. You don't have to understand that your life may not be the same because you made this decision, and now you have to live with the consequence of your decision. When you don't have people actually saying this, you're not going to like me when I tell you things. Sometimes you're not going to like it. I don't like it. I don't like when my husband corrects me, when my mom corrects me, when my dad corrects me. I don't like it either. But oh well. I have to deal with it because it makes me a better woman, and it makes me proud that I'm working on my flaws and that I'm working on being accountable for my decisions. I can't stand people who will not admit that they have flaws. I despise the person who will tell you be a single mother. I can't stand women like that. I despise them. I love them as a person. I don't hate the person, but I despise that behavior. That's low class, okay? When you tell young women, have children out of wedlock, put yourself at risk for poverty by not marrying a stable man, and have children out of wedlock, shack up, don't expect anything, just take what a man will give you. Just take it, because this might be your last chance. Just take whatever the man gives you. When we tell women it doesn't matter, be sexually fluid, have sex with everybody, that have a one night stand, I can't stand women like that. I really cannot, because they are taking you down a path of destruction. I can't stand women like that. I can't stand women who will boast about their foolishness. You will actually be loud and wrong. I can't stand that. I can't even be friends with people like that. I can't stand it. So learn not to get mad at people when they tell you the truth. Learn how to take what you need to take from the lesson and throw away the bones. But don't throw the whole baby away with the bathwater, because I learn from people that I don't like all of the time. We may not have the same religion, we may not share the same values. I leave all that to the side because we ain't the same in that area. But if you could teach me how to make more money, if you could teach me about how to be a better wife, if you've been married longer than me and you're successful at it, I'm all ears. I'm all listening to everything that you say, and I'm going to drop away the parts that don't really apply, and I'm going to take the parts that I need, you know? So that's all I came to say. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. I hope that you will not allow people to exploit you, because people will get rich off of your trauma bonding, off of your pain, off of your delusions, because you just want to hear what you want to hear. You don't want to hear the truth. You want to hear something good because it makes you feel good. Because women are emotional. We're emotional creatures. We're very emotional. And people know that. And they exploit it. All right. Have a good evening, guys. Bye.